A Democrat says something stupid about guns? Imagine my shock. This is not a drill, ladies and gentlemen. A Democrat from California literally suggested a nuclear war against American citizens who refuse to give up their firearms. In May, Eric Swalwell from California wrote an op-ed calling for the total ban of semi-automatic weapons. In the op-ed, he proudly stated, "We should ban possession of military-style semi-automatic assault weapons, and we should criminally prosecute any who choose to defy it by keeping their weapons." Thankfully, the congressman just clarified what he meant by criminally prosecute. And it involves nuclear war. Conservative commentator Joe Biggs called out Swalwell on his ignorant rhetoric regarding the Second Amendment and semi-automatic weapons and said basically, Swalwell is looking for a war, because that's exactly what he would get if he ever went through with his rhetoric regarding disarming citizens. Swalwell replied to Biggs, saying, "And it would be a short war, my friend. The government has nukes." It is absolutely insane that a country founded on the principles of rebelling against a tyrannical government now have government officials willing to wage nuclear war against American citizens who refuse to be disarmed. But Swalwell brings up an excellent point. The government has nukes, but we the people don't. When the Second Amendment was ratified in 1791, the people basically had the same firepower as the government. But unfortunately, the same can't be said about today. See, the founders were absolutely right when they said the right to bear arms should not be infringed upon. Because the moment the government has more firepower than the people, they become tyrannical. And I'm pretty sure Swalwell's going down that path. Today, people are afraid to even think about the citizens having the same weaponry as the government because of all the technological advances. But given Swalwell's recent comments, I think we see exactly why the founders had it right. Whether we're talking about muskets, cannons, or nuclear weapons, it should not be controversial to suggest that we, the people, should have access to the same weapons that the government has. What is controversial, however, is saying the government, who creates famine, wars, and death, should be the only ones that have access to these types of weapons. And need I remind the Democrats out there of who's in charge of those nuclear weapons right now?
Turn off the lights! Turn off the lights! Turn them off!
So the moral of the story here is Democrats are crazy. They know absolutely nothing about the Second Amendment. And Swalwell, if you think a war with over 100 million gun owners is going to be short, then why are we still in Afghanistan over 17 years later? I never want to see another Democrat say that Trump is a tyrant if they refuse to believe that the citizens have the right to the exact same weaponry as the government. And if not, then you're the tyrant, just like Swalwell.